Hey!
Welcome to the third annual BOTScar ceremony.
Da, 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 da.
I'll put some proper music
Stuff.
in there, but yeah, cool.
And music.
I'm excited. I love doing the BOTScars. How are you, Nick?
Great.
Welcome to the greatest night of the year.
All those celebrities are here.
Yeah, loads of them.
Yeah, all those ones from all those movies.
We've even let Will Smith in. Why not?
On his own.
Yeah, just him though, not his missus.
No. He's the only one here.
Yeah.
No.
It's just him. Me, you, and him.
Could be uncomfortable.
As long as he doesn't slap over us. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm great. I'm excited. I'm ready to hand out some awards.
Me too.
What are we here? What are we doing?
We're doing.
We're bottom of the stream.
Yes, we are. World famous.
Bottom of the stream podcast, where we are on a never-ending search for hidden gems lurking at the bottom of the Netflix stream.
Yeah. So we've done 6 seasons of that now.
We have.
This award ceremony will cover season 5 and season 6.
Correct.
Which are the latest 2 seasons, obviously. That's how numbers work. So yeah, we've got 10 awards to give out tonight.
Yes.
And we've got 2 people who will be inducted into our Captain's Gallery.
The Captain's Gallery is our Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So you get your picture on the wall in here on the streamboat.
Indeed.
So yeah, we've both got a nomination for that each.
Join the illustrious members who are already here.
Yeah. So before we do it, should we do a little pre-show?
Okay.
Let's do the pre-show of let's run through season 6's films.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to recap where they ended in the
Going to recap the stream table for season 6.
Because if anyone is new, weird time to join, but that's fine. What we do
Join next week.
Every week, we randomly select a movie from Netflix.
Yes.
We talk about that movie.
Yep.
And we will place it in our stream table. We
Yeah.
do 25 movies in a season.
Yep.
Arbitrary nice number.
Yeah.
Hence,
Then we rank them against each other, basically. So we end it with the top of the stream and the bottom of the stream.
we do.
And 23 films in between those two. So what we're going to do, I'm going to read out the list in order from 25 to 1.
Yeah.
Every time I say the name of a movie, you're going to tell me the first thing that comes into your head.
Okay.
Whatever it may be.
Okay.
Okay? You excited?
Yeah.
It's a little game.
Can I use as many words as I want?
Many words as you want. Doesn't have to be a one-word review. You can just say what you think. Doesn't even have to be about the film. Just the first word that comes into your head.
Fine.
So the bottom of the stream for the season 6 of the bottom of the stream movie shows was The Fuck It List. The worst film we watched this season, apparently.
Horrible, rich, vain, vapid people.
Yeah, it was horrible, wasn't it? Shit film. 24 was Werewolves of the Third Reich.
Werewolves.
That is a heck of a tagline for that film. There are
Question mark.
barely any werewolves in a film called Werewolves of the Third Reich. 23 was Secret Obsession.
Boring.
I barely remember that film.
I think it might be, pound for pound, the most boring movie we've ever seen.
Oh, that's a big
In terms
claim.
of just...
I think you're right.
We've seen worse.
Yes.
But it was just
Boring.
really boring.
Really boring.
And is that the worst crime of all?
In
for a
my eyes,
movie?
for a movie, yeah, probably is. 22 is Get In.
Sex.
Yeah, it's a weird sex scene in the credits.
Yeah. I just... Closing credits. Just
Sex.
absolutely going at it.
We might talk about that more later on. 21, Bloodbath at the House of Death.
Dated.
Dated. Very dated. Outdated. 20, Anti-Life.
Bruce Willis, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Bruce. We apologise for that episode.
But it still wasn't a good movie.
Still a terrible movie.
But we sympathise.
19, American Mary.
The second best movie we saw this season about people having a fetish about chopping bits off other people.
It's weird that we did 2, wasn't it? 18 was Time Freak.
Oh, an absolute mess.
Yeah. Good cast. Really problematic.
It was the time travel movie starring Asa Butterfield
Butterfield
and
and-
Sophie Turner.
And Skylar Gisondo.
Did not hang together.
No, it was
At
quite
all.
problematic at the end as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
17 was The Holiday Calendar. It was our Christmas movie.
Christmas schmaltz.
Yeah. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was just a Christmas film. 16 was Destruction Las Vegas.
Malcolm in the middle of a hurricane.
I feel like that's quite low for that film. 15 was A Classic Horror Story.
Oh, disappointing.
Could have been much better.
It was a weird Italian, but not weird enough horror movie.
Yeah. 14, The Perfection.
The best movie we saw this season about people with a fetish about cutting limbs off other people.
Yeah, it's weird that we've seen 2 of them this season. 13 was Flying Monkeys, season finale, that was.
I don't know what I can add to the title of the movie.
No, nothing. It's about
Flying
flying
monkeys.
It's about flying monkeys. 12, Containment, the opening movie of the season. Weird that they're next to each other.
Plucky little British movie that if you told me 25 weeks ago was going to finish halfway up, I don't think I'd have believed you.
No, probably not. It's all right, though.
It's fine.
It's fine for what it is. 11, Arlo the Alligator Boy. The only animated film we've ever done on the show.
A lovely family musical animation.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Got a couple of earworms in there, hasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
A couple of good songs.
So we're hitting the top 10. Number 10, He Never Died.
Fun, undead, punk rock singer.
Yeah, fine, it was. Number 9, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Frodo Baggins with ninja stars.
Yeah. If that's not going to sell a film to somebody, I don't know what is. I don't know what more we can do to sell that movie. Number 8, Before I Wake.
Shit butterfly movie.
Fuck off. There's 2 that divided us in this season. We'll probably come to them a bit more, but Before I Wake's a great film.
No,
It's really, really good.
Time.
7, Airy.
Right. No, look,
Okay.
let's just go here for a second.
Okay. I feel like we've done this to death, but let's do it again.
I might like it more if it's got some really terrible performances in it.
Yeah, I'd give you that. The 2 adult cast members.
And that drags it so far down for me. Anyway.
Okay, fair enough. 7, Aries.
French futuristic fight club.
Yep. Say no more. 6, Good Time.
Yeah. Our Pats.
Hectic, chaotic, feast for the senses.
Needed a cigarette afterwards.
Very much so. I didn't like it at all. They're the 2 films that divided us, Before I Wake and Good Time, and I would switch them, and you're happy with where they are, I guess.
Yeah, there's no way Before I Wake's better than Good Time. Not in anyone's mind apart from yours.
Number 5, we're in the top 5. Orbiter 9.
Biggest surprise
Yeah.
of the season for me.
Really nice twist. Came really early on in the film.
Yeah.
And then they just went with it. Hello, my name is Doris.
New girl. New old girl.
New old girl. Sally Field just acting her socks off.
Yeah.
Number 3, What Happened to Monday?
Balls to the wall, stupid, sci-fi, fun.
Yep. Great. Number 2, Under the Shadow.
That made me shit myself.
Did it actually? Which bit?
That jump scare.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a proper good jump scare.
Yeah.
Okay. And the season-winning top of the stream film for bottom of the stream season 6 was Apostle.
Grimy, grainy, horrible, muddy, fun time.
Great film. Really
Visceral.
Really great film. It's dirty, it's horrible. Like you say, it's dirty, it's horrible, but it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Apostle's great.
Some of the acting performances in that are second to none.
Yes.
That top 3, I think, are all brilliant films.
Yeah, I think they're really strong.
I think it's possibly the strongest top 10 we've ever had. And I think the bottom 10 are dog shit awful. And I think they're probably all some of the worst films we've ever seen. It's been a fun season, though. What do you think of the season overall?
I think strong. I think you've been harsh. I think
it's definitely not the bottom 10.
I think the bottom 3 are some of the worst 3 we've ever seen. The Fuck It List, Werewolves, The Third Reich, Secret Obsession are right down there. Get In's really bad, but it's weird.
Bloodbath of the House of Death was probably good in the 80s.
I think there's something to like about 19 of those movies.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'd probably agree with that, to be honest.
To vastly varying degrees.
The bottom 6 are pretty bad.
Which compared to season 5, which we'll also have some nominations in for this year's awards.
Yeah. Season 5 was
it's a much
pretty
stronger
poor.
table.
It is a much stronger table than season 5. Right, shall we move into the ceremony itself?
Let's do it. Welcome. Open the doors.
Shall we start with our first award of the evening?
Yes.
How do you want to do this? Do you want me to read the nominations?
We can take it in
then,
turns if you want.
take it in turns. That's what I was going to say. Me to read this one, you to read the next one. So the first, do you want to do this one or shall I do this one?
You carry on.
Okay. The first award of the evening we are giving out is for what we dub as the Wierdest Naughty.
Yeah.
So that is the most out of place, unusually positioned sex scene in a movie.
Yes, or it also could be just The position in the movie was fine.
The position in a sex scene.
It's a weird sex.
It's a weird sex scene in a movie. We've got 4 nominations for this one.
Yes.
So we are nominating, firstly, Kira Sedgwick and Bill Skarsgård in Villains.
Which, technically, they never actually did the sex.
They didn't actually ever do the sex.
But was an incredibly creepy seduction scene, if I remember rightly.
It was. From the film that won season 5.
It did.
Top of the stream in season 5. The second nomination is closing credits from Get In.
Yeah. That's just a dude absolutely going to town on his missus.
The third nomination is Death by Naughty from Urge.
Yes.
And the fourth nomination is Pandorans in a Hot Tub in the Hunger Games.
The Hungover
Games.
That would have made
the Hunger Games much better. So we've got 4 to pick from there. Anything jumping out of you straight away?
I think, unlike a lot of categories we'll get into, this is quite an easy winner for me.
I agree wholeheartedly.
It's the closing credits from Get In.
It's completely the closing credits from Get In. It's so out of place.
Where our lead character suddenly gets his mojo back.
Yeah.
And we just, having seen like a torture porn horror home invasion type movie, we just get 5 minutes of these two just, like I say,
proper going
to town on each other.
Yeah, over the credits.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I don't think there's even any need to talk about any of the others. I genuinely don't.
I think
Pandorans in a hot tub was very strange.
Well, the Death by Naughty and Urge was also death in a hot tub, wasn't it?
Of course. Yeah. I couldn't picture
dude couldn't go on anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the closing credits.
It's the closing credits from Get In. Congratulations to Get In and the 2 stars of that film for winning the first BOTScars award of the evening. You want to move on to the second award?
Let's do it.
Where is it? There it is.
The second award of the evening is for the most memorable moment.
Indeed.
And I think we've got some interesting contenders here.
Okay.
The first nomination is the plot twist in Orbiter 9. I'll read them out first.
Read them out and then we'll discuss them, yeah.
The second nomination is hiding the cell phone in The Invisible Guest. The third nomination is the corkscrew torture table from Apostle. The fourth one is crashing a car on an empty straight road in Left Behind.
Yep.
And the final one is Dr. No Arms or Legs from American Mary.
That's my favourite, Dr. No Arms or Legs. Right, I don't feel this one's as clear cut.
No.
I think
there's
we'll
a mixture of
discussion, ludicrous and funny.
Yeah, there's a mixture of ludicrous and actual proper good bits in this category.
Yes.
Orbiter 9, for a serious moment,
yeah,
was a proper good plot twist.
100%.
20 minutes into the movie.
20 minutes into the film, it completely made that movie what it was.
Where it turns out the lady who we thought was out in space,
who she thought was out in space,
hurtling towards exploring a new planet, who actually turned out was being held underground on Earth as an experiment. Made the whole movie.
It really did.
Turned it on its head. It's a great moment.
Yeah.
Similarly, in The Invisible Guest, the moment where the lady is trying to hide the cell phone in the house of the guy who's rescued her, only he is ringing his son who has died in the car accident she has just been involved in, was incredibly tense.
So tense. Really, really tense. Yeah, that's right. I really remember that. So it's memorable.
It's the best part of a good movie.
Yes,
it
was.
Apostle, which won season 6.
Yes.
Had several memorable moments.
Yeah.
We have picked that from this. The corkscrew torture table.
Yeah. So this was a really crazy moment in this film where it's the most memorable moment from this movie, definitely. So the main kid in it, I think it was called Jeremy.
Yeah.
Was strapped down to a table and his head was hollowed out with a corkscrew.
Yeah.
And then was it an acorn or something was put in there, wasn't it?
It's a rose petal.
A rose petal, yeah.
Also, while a coup for the island is going on
around them, and they don't hold back on the visceralness of that.
Yeah.
You get to see right down into that hole, into his brain. Yeah, it's a really memorable moment from a very memorable film.
Those 3, all really dramatic, memorable for a good reason.
Yes.
We then have the Stone Cold Nicolas Cage classic movie, Left Behind.
Yep.
which we watched in season 5.
We did.
Which
We've also then since then watched the original film of that and both of its sequels.
yes, which you can we did through Discord in a watch along.
Yeah.
Join our Discord.
Please do.
There's loads of fun going on in there. At some point towards the climax of this movie, Nicolas Cage's daughter drives a car down a partly completed road. There's nothing on the road, and she managed to crash the car, and it's just fucking hilarious.
She's trying to get everything off her road so the plane can land on this partly constructed highway, and then crashes a car on a straight bit of road.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's
really
so
funny. Unintentionally stupid.
And then finally, Dr. No Arms or Legs from American Mary.
Yeah, that was a real left turn for that movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is our lead character, Mary. She's been abused, raped by a doctor at teaching school. And it turns out halfway through the movie...
teaching school?
Teaching school, yeah.
It just didn't sound right when you said it.
Why?
Because it's like, that's what all schools are.
It's a hospital teaching school.
Yeah, all schools teach things.
Okay, fine. Pretty sure it's a real phrase.
It just didn't, it sounded weird when you said it.
And it turns out she's chopped his arms and legs off and been keeping him alive.
Yeah.
On a meat hook.
Yeah, it was quite the reveal. It was like, wow, okay. Because he hadn't been in the film for ages. No. And all of a sudden he just turns up with no arms or legs on.
Yeah.
Is there anything jumping out of you as the winner of that category straight away?
I think there's a case for all of them.
I agree. I think there's a case for all of them.
To be honest, it depends what kind of mood I'm in.
The corkscrew torture table jumps out at me.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because it's such an epic moment. It's such a great film. But I kind of also want to give it to crashing a car on an empty straight road. Just because it's so ludicrous and really funny.
I mean...
But then the twist in Orbiter 9 is also
great. I kind of think that's what I'm drawn to. I think I want to rule out the cell phone and Dr. Arms, No Arms or Legs.
Yeah, I think those two get ruled out. Even though they're both great scenes.
And oh yeah, Left Behind. It's tempting. It
is tempting.
Those movies mean quite a lot to us for no reason whatsoever.
For some reason we took Left Behind under our wing and ran with it. I don't know. I think the twist in Orbiter 9 makes that whole movie.
It's the hinge for the whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's why that ended up so high up on the screen.
And we do often compare about how we have twists that are shit or don't add anything. So it was maybe nice to have one that actually...
But is it a memorable moment?
I think so, when that dude walks out into the forest.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more memorable than the other two.
No, I don't either. The more I think about it, the more I want to give it to Left Behind. Just because... I just remember watching that and just like wide-eyed laughing at it.
I burst out in when she crashed the car.
Just for no reason.
No reason whatsoever.
It's got to be that, hasn't it?
Let's do it.
Congratulations to Nick Cage and Left Behind. You've won a BOTScar. Who'd have thought that would happen? Move on to the next one?
Yes, please.
This is my favourite, one of my favourite categories, I think.
Okay.
Because I love a batshit crazy movie, and this is most batshit crazy movie of the last 2 seasons of Bottom of the Stream. The nominations are All My Friends Are Dead, Time Trap, Paradise Hills, A Classic Horror Story, Flying Monkeys, and The Perfection. For some reason, Nick's written all of those with no spaces in them. I don't really know why, but that's what's happened.
I think it may have been a formatting error.
The spacebar is broken on his phone, maybe. Anything jumping out at you straight away there?
Yeah.
All of them? All of those films are batshit crazy.
They are.
That's a fact.
All My Friends Are Dead is jumping out at me.
Yeah.
Because it's the house party movie where that ends up in an absolute massacre.
Yeah, is it Polish?
It was. Yes, it is. And what I liked about it is that it was actually quite disciplined.
Yeah.
Because the first scene in the movie, you see the cops walking around the aftermath of this party.
Yeah.
And then the movie keeps its powder dry for about 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And you just know
something's going to happen, but we're not
what's
sure
going to set this off. What's going to set this off? What's going to set this off? And then it happens. Everyone ends up dead. This is a huge house party, and it's fucking crazy.
It is. It's absolutely meant. It's so much fun, but it's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Jumping forward onto Time Trap. Time Trap is a time travel movie.
Yeah.
Where some explorers go into a cave and get stuck there for millenniums. But also, there are people there who are trying to find the Fountain of Youth.
A spaceman fights some cavemen.
Yeah. Yep, they've been stuck there for millions of years while trying to find this Fountain of Youth. And then at the end of the film, the world's ended and we're all on a spaceship.
Yeah.
That's what actually happens in that film. And then you get down to Paradise Hills, which is about
young ladies being reprogrammed for society.
Yeah, etiquette training and stuff.
But what also you think?
Yeah. And then you find out that it's actually being run by a lady who's actually a rosebush.
Yeah. Who eats flesh.
Who eats flesh. A vampire rosebush.
Yeah. And then sends out... is surgically altering other women to go and take her food's place.
Basically cloning the women. So she's eating the girls and then sending other girls back.
Yeah.
Now moving down to a classic horror story. We mentioned it briefly earlier. It's a Italian horror film.
Yeah.
That's not really... It's about a man making a horror film. And it turns out he is in a horror film.
Yeah, he's making a snuff film. It's the old weird cabin full of local murderers.
Fly Monkeys is about flying monkeys. Says it all on the tin. It's about a monkey. If you kill a monkey, 2 monkeys come back. Unless you kill it with some blessed weapons that are from the past. And people seem to be able to travel through space-time really quickly. It's just insane. And then The Perfection.
What's The Perfection? How the hell do you describe The Perfection?
I don't even know.
It's got 3 twists in it. The movie actually rewinds twice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all a bit mental.
It's like a stalkery... First half hour's like a stalkery murderous thing, which then twists into a bit of a torture thing. Then we get a revenge flick for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's gory. There's more limbs and arms being chopped off. It's messed up.
It's messed up. It's proper messed up. I don't know if it's batshit crazy.
It's weird.
It's weird. But it's actually quite a decent film. I think I'd discount it from this one.
Okay.
Personally. Is there anything jumping out at you that
all my friends are dead, I think.
Okay.
For the sheer insanity and that the last 40 minutes of it when it all goes to shit.
I think
it's really well done.
I think it's between that and Paradise Hills.
Okay.
Just because of how ridiculous the storyline is in Paradise Hills.
Paradise Hills is crazy and you get no hint of anything that is coming.
It just appears.
And then exactly. Oh, there's been this rosebush goddess all the way along. Yeah, okay. Whatever, mate. One's well done, one's badly done. They're both batshit crazy.
Both batshit crazy. I'm happy to go with All My Friends Are Dead. I think that some of the death scenes in that are brilliant.
Sure.
And it's just non-stop.
Some are like purpose, accidental. It is.
Yeah.
There's some done for comedic effect. Some are just brutal. I think
once it starts, it never stops.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we'll give it to that.
I think it's a worthy winner.
Congratulations to the cast and crew of All My Friends Are Dead. You've got a BOTScar. You want to move on to the 4th one?
Let's do it. Best death.
Talking of good deaths.
We've got Death by Rocket Launcher from Triple Threat. We've got The Throat Rip from He Never Died. Wet Crunch from John Henry. The Executions of Wednesday and Saturday in What Happened to Monday. That's half the days of the week. And then Throat Plaster / Bus from I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Yeah, I think they're all great deaths. They're all great deaths. Let's talk through them. Triple Threat's rocket launcher death.
A man shoots a woman with a rocket launcher and she explodes into a million pieces.
Literally point blank.
Yeah.
With a rocket launcher. It's a real sit up and think, fucking hell, that's an amazing moment. It was such a great moment for that film. Yeah. Triple Threat's a really good film, to be fair. It's fun.
Yeah, real fun movie.
Throat Rip from He Never Died.
Henry Rollins rips a dude's throat out and then eats it.
He does. That is a thing that happens.
In the sort of reveal that this guy is an undead angel / demon / son of God.
Cain, yeah.
Yeah.
Wet Crunch from John Henry. Remind me.
John Henry mashes Ludacris's head in with a massive hammer and the subtitles just say Wet Crunch.
That's like the climax of the film, isn't it?
It is,
That's like how it finishes.
It's on. He does it on his like front garden with all the neighbours watching.
Wednesday and Saturday are executed from what happened
I
to Monday.
couldn't pick between these two deaths in What Happened to Monday. So Wednesday goes to jump off a building.
Yeah.
From one building to another, and she hangs on by her fingernails, and then is just brutally killed by the agent chasing.
Yeah.
And then
didn't she get shot in midair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a few minutes later, Saturday is trying to get info on the prison guard who one of their sisters has been sleeping with, and the agents just turn up into the flat and we see her executed via FaceTime.
It's pretty horrendous.
Again, just two brutal killings that you're like, oh, that's happened.
Usually
people get out of these situations.
2/7 of the cast straight in like 2 minutes.
And then in I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, a man is hit in the throat with a plaster of Paris cast of his own shoe. And then stumbles outside to be run over by a bus.
Yeah, his throat kind of gets crushed so he can't breathe, and then he runs in front of a bus. Again, it was really shocking because he was quite like a big character in that film, and then he just dies.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much discussion needed in this one.
I think there's some good ones.
There's some great ones.
I have a personal favourite.
Me too, and I think it's going to be the same.
You can't really go wrong with that sort of Raiders of the Lost Ark template. You know when Indiana Jones comes into that market square and there's the guy with the sword and he's giving it all that, oh, come on, fight me.
Yeah.
And then Indiana Jones just shoots him.
Yeah.
That's what happens in Triple Threat, but with a rocket launcher.
Yeah, exactly. That death is a real like, whoa, that was amazing. It's you don't see it come in, and she just explodes. And they don't hold back on it either.
No.
You see her explode. I think without a doubt, it might be the best death we've ever seen.
It's up there.
It's right up there, and it's definitely the winner for me in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah?
100%.
Happy. Excellent. We're flying through these. Fifth award of the evening is presented to the... Just scrolling through till I find it. Oh, this is one of my favourites. This is the Drowning in the Stream award.
Okay.
So this award is presented to the person who we believe is a big name actor.
Sure.
Who, for some reason, has appeared in the film that we've done on Bottom of the Stream.
Who's slumming it?
Somebody's drowning in the stream.
Down at the bottom of the stream.
The nominations are John Malkovich for Bullethead, Pierce Brosnan for Urge, Vincent Price for Bloodbath at the House of Death, Keanu Reeves in SPF 18, and Chris Elliott for Frat Star. Talk through them all, I guess?
Sure.
So John Malkovich is one of the main characters in Bullethead.
There could be an argument that he is not the only one drowning in the stream
No.
in this movie, because for a reason which I cannot fathom, Bullethead is a movie about a killer dog starring John Malkovich, Oscar-winning Adrian Brody, Antonio Banderas, and Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, it's got a heck of a cast. And it's not that good.
It's really not.
Yeah, you could have nominated any of the four of them there. So why have we nominated John Malkovich? I think...
So my idea of putting forward Malkovich is that he is the one out of all of those who is phoning it in.
Completely.
Much, I'm not sure if I'm going to say better or worse. He's making little effort in this movie.
He barely stands up in most of it.
Yes.
He's sitting down for most of the film. Yeah, he's definitely drowning in the stream there. I don't know why he made that film. It's a strange one. Pierce Brosnan in Urge kind of plays what we decided was the devil.
Yeah.
Like
but actually,
satanic.
at least he goes for it.
Yeah, he proper acts in it.
That
he's
monologue,
not in it a lot.
He's basically in three scenes. The
Yeah.
monologue he has at the end in the boat where he's sending the drug to New York to take over the world is all right.
Yes.
But I don't know why he's in that movie.
No, nor do I. Vincent Price in Bloodbath at the House of Death is mind-boggling that he's in this movie. This is a 80s comedy horror, I guess TV movie, farce movie.
Yeah.
That was just written and just basically written for Kenny Everett to have something to do. It's full of British 80s comedians.
Sure.
And then Vincent Price just shows up as the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's so
and
random.
leaves about as quickly as
he
he
turned
did.
up. It's so very random. Keanu Reeves in SPF 18.
He's in it for like
Just a cameo.
for like five seconds, but he is a big plot point.
Yeah, it's the whole film's set in his house.
Yeah.
I assume
Keanu
he's
Reeves.
friends with the director.
I think so.
And Chris Elliott in Frat Star.
What is Roland Shit doing in this film?
That's a very good question. Why is anybody in that film?
Yeah.
Frat Star is one of the most offensive films we've ever watched. It's just horribly awful.
When Chris Elliott is in this movie is talking to his son about truffle butter.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst moments I've ever seen on this show.
I agree.
Why is this guy doing this movie?
I don't know.
Didn't need to do it.
Why is anybody in this movie doing this movie? Because it's awful. It's really awful. I would argue though that he's not a bigger star as the other four. So
No, he's definitely slumming it.
yeah, he's
But
definitely
he's
slumming it, but
not as big a star as the others.
Yeah, you can kind of understand why he's taking those jobs. I would discount him for that reason.
I am discounting Keanu Reeves.
Agreed, because it's a cameo.
Yeah,
and he's probably just friends with the director.
For me, it's Malkovich or Brosnan.
Oh, really? Because I was thinking it's Price.
Oh,
So that's interesting. Because Vincent Price at that point was one of the biggest film stars in the world.
okay.
And then he's in that film with Kenny Everett that was probably just made for the BBC. It's very random. But to be fair, any of the three of them could win that. All three of them are drowning.
My leaning, I think, is towards Malkovich.
Okay.
Just because of the sheer distaste he seemed to have for being in the movie.
Yeah, that's fair. Pierce Brosnan, I don't think is as famous as people think he is.
He's James Bond.
Yeah.
But how much do you see if you stop and really think about it?
How much does he actually work?
How much do you see Pierce Brosnan?
No, you don't. That's what I'm thinking. He's not as big a star as people think he is. So I think I'd discount him for that reason.
Fine, I'm okay with that.
So for me, it's between Malkovich and Price.
Yeah.
It's a toss of the coin, isn't it?
It is.
They're both massive actors drowning in the stream.
That bullet head's just so weird that all those stars are in it.
I would, yeah,
For
really
such
weird.
a shit movie.
I think if you're going to give it to Malkovich, you give it to him because he's in it all the way through.
Yeah.
He's one of the main characters in it, whereas Vincent Price is in, again, 3 or 4 scenes.
Yeah.
So he probably just turned up for 2 days of filming. Malkovich was on that set the whole time that film was being made.
Sure.
John Malkovich for Bullethead?
Yeah, I mean, well done. You can put it, John, next to all your other awards. I'm sure this will be pushing aside all your proper acting awards.
Congratulations to John Malkovich.
You have drowned in the stream.
Shall we have a bit of a break?
Sure.
We'll induct a member into the Captain's Gallery, shall we?
Okay. Shall I go first?
You can go first if you so wish.
I have chosen to add to our illustrious Captain's Gallery a lady who has now appeared 3 times, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
On our show.
Yeah.
In season 5.
Yeah.
She was in the Stream Table winning movie.
She was, indeed.
And she put a great performance in the movie Villains. I'm nominating Micah Munro to our Captain's Gallery.
I could not agree more with your nomination. I think it's the great point.
We also saw her in, I think it was season 4, in Tao.
Yeah.
Which she was the best thing about that movie.
Yeah, definitely. It was not hard, but yeah, she was.
And then just a couple of weeks ago, a very younger version of her starred in Flying Monkeys.
Yeah,
and you know what? Movie role. She was pretty good in it.
It's funny, isn't it, how some people just appear more often than others on our show.
Yeah.
And for somebody to appear 3 times is pretty incredible. And yeah, I have no issue with Michael Munro going in there. Congratulations to her.
She has been really good in those 3 movies.
Yeah.
They're not 3 good movies.
No, not even slightly.
Always
3
been
good movies. There's 1 good movie out of the 3 of them.
And yeah, she's going to be around for years. She'll be.
She's going places. She's definitely going places.
Welcome aboard.
I get to put a picture of Michael Munro up on my stream boat.
Put next to Alexander Skarsgård.
Robbie Amell.
Yeah.
Mason Blair.
Yeah.
And the girl who played Sierra Burgess. Sorry, this is an in-joke. What's she fucking called? Shannon Purser. Yes. Michael Munro becomes the 2nd female entrant into the Captain's Gallery. Not that we don't see gender on this show, but congratulations to Michael Munro.
No, I'd love to put an animal in.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got no issue with putting an animal in.
It's difficult to get repeat.
If the same animal appears on more than 1 film. Excellent. Shall we move on to our next award?
Let's do it.
Where are we now? We are... There it is. Was it your turn?
I think it is my turn.
Okay.
let's go with some acting awards now, and start with the best performance by a non-human.
So this is basically the best performance by somebody who isn't a human.
Correct.
Thanks. I just thought I'd clear that up.
I, for the life of me, considering this is the third one of these we've done, cannot remember what inspired the creation of this award.
I think it was the sharks from Bait, if I remember right.
It might also have been the fucking massive mountain in the dorm wall.
It was. That's what won the first one.
Yeah.
That's the inaugural winner of Best Performance by a Non-Human.
The nominations this time around for the best performance by a non-human are various dogs in Bullethead, Marcellus the Backwards Merman from Arlo the Alligator Boy, Noah Centineo from SPF 18, the Rosebush Goddess from Paradise Hills, and the Rosebush Goddess from Apostle.
How have we seen two Rosebush Goddesses? I think we've done Noah I actually found out how you pronounce his name.
Okay.
Right, it's Centineo.
Okay.
So,
I'm not going to change.
No, mate. Rob, we've done Noah Centino a disservice there.
Have we?
For a start, he is a human. Although his acting ability says otherwise. That's not the worst film we've seen.
No.
It's the best film we've seen him in. It just really made me laugh when I saw that you'd written that on there.
Well, to be honest, I think he's a strong contender
Okay.
in this category.
I think there's one winner in this category.
Oh, do you?
One winner only.
I'm not sure. I think this is
Really?
open. Who you?
Would-
So
I'm-
Bullet. All right, let's start. Bullethead.
Yep. There's dogs in Bullethead.
A film I didn't expect us to talk about this much. It's full of loads of dogs.
There's dogs in it.
Dogs are cool,
Dogs are cool.
and it's difficult to do a movie about dogs. And this has got some really hench, massive dogs in,
Really has.
and they're cool.
Yeah.
So good on them. Marcellus is a backwards merman,
Yeah. So he's
fish top, human
Human
legs,
legs, yeah.
and he's a hilarious supporting character in Arlo the Alligator Boy.
Yeah.
When he leans out of that shack and just shouts at Arlo and his mate to get a room,
in a kid's cartoon.
really made me laugh.
Yeah.
Noah Centineo, species to be determined, is a Netflix bit of chiseled granite.
Yes.
SPF 18's the best film he's ever done in his life.
And probably will be the best film he's ever done in his life.
And then there's two plant-based
Goddesses.
carnivores.
Yeah. How has that happened in two films? It still blows my mind that's happened twice.
There is the island goddess in both Paradise Hills and Apostle.
Yeah, it's virtually the same character.
Yeah.
It's
Who
virtually
eat
exactly
human
the
flesh
same to power the island.
Power the island.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it? One done really well, one done absolutely terrible.
It can only have happened ever twice in a film, and we've managed to do both of them
Yeah, it
within
blows my
2
mind.
seasons. It does me.
I don't know what you're thinking, because I'm not sure who I want to give this to.
I think I give it to Marcellus the Backwards Merman.
Okay.
Because you said merman, and it really made me laugh. He's the comedy highlight from that comedy film.
Yeah.
He's very funny in it. And like you said a minute ago, that line gets him that award for me. I think the Rosebush Goddesses cancel each other out. It sounds ridiculous,
Yeah,
but
I
I
know.
think they cancel each other out.
That's true.
Noah Centineo is a human. And as much as we don't like to admit it. And we can't just give an award to various dogs.
Just like, there's some dogs out there. Have this award.
Have this award. It's Marcellus the Backwards Merman.
He's a great character, isn't he?
He is.
He's
He
really
really is.
angry at people because he's had to spend time in an aquarium.
Yeah.
So he hates kids.
He doesn't like loud noises.
Yeah.
And so he
Because
hates
people have
kids.
just tapped on the glass all the time.
Yeah.
And he just spends the rest of the movie shouting at kids and people and moaning, and he's a really fun character.
He's the funnest character in that fun film.
Yeah.
I think it's Marcellus the Backwards Merman.
I'm on board.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Cool.
Well deserved.
Is that what you were thinking? Or you...
It was, but I kind of almost
You
did
wanted to give it to Noah.
it to Noah Centineo. But strictly speaking, he's probably a human.
Probably. Almost, if not definitely. Number 8, the 8th award of the season. We're getting right through this now. We're moving on to humans. We're moving on to worst performance by a human.
Whoa, this is tough.
This is tough.
This is tough.
The nominations are Hero Beauregard Faulkner finds Tiffin for After, Army Hammer for Wounds, Connor Lawrence for Frat Star, Lee Bain for Werewolves of the Third Reich, and Eli Brown for The Fuck It List.
I don't know if I can call it.
It's a really tough one because they're all fucking terrible. If you're talking worst performance by a human in the actual real world, then it's Army Hammer. It's just the worst human. It's just a really bad human as it is.
But by the same token, I don't want to give him an award or really
same.
mention him again. So
we suspended.
We're ruling him out.
We gave it to a bad human last time. We suspended. What's his name? Noel Clark.
Yeah,
he's the current. Is the current holder or the first holder?
I think he was the first holder.
Time. So yeah, we can't just have two cancelled people win that award. So we were discounting Army Hammer.
Do Connor Lawrence from Frat Star and Eli Brown from The Fuck It List cancel each other out because they are both similar fratty, young, rich movies?
They're basically the same character in two different movies.
Yeah.
I would argue
I think Connor Lawrence is one of the worst performances. I think he's worse than Eli Brown.
As an actor.
As a performance, yes.
I think the character of Eli Brown plays in The Fuck It List is worse.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think maybe they do cancel each other out for that reason. Which leaves us with Lee Bain from Werewolves of the Third Reich and Hero Beauregard Faulkner finds Tiffin from After.
They are two of the worst performances we have ever seen.
Agreed. Werewolves of the Third Reich is a terrible, terrible movie. After is a terrible movie but thinks it's a good movie. And Hero Beauregard Faulkner finds Tiffin thinks he's a good actor. Lee Bain
so wooden.
Lee Bain doesn't think he's a good actor. He knows he's
also
not a good
wooden,
actor.
but
knows who he is.
That first scene in Werewolves of the Third Reich in the bar where Lee Bain is an English actor doing an American GI, trying to do a German accent. It's like, there's levels.
There,
It's like Through the Looking Glass. And he does an English German American accent.
Yeah.
It's
terrible. But Werewolves of the Third Reich is a low budget B movie.
Yeah.
After's a highly successful franchise.
Hero Beauregard Faulkner finds Tiffin is
it's one of the greatest names I've ever heard for a start. But it's also one of the
offensively bad performance.
Yeah.
He displays he's supposed to be this moody. He wears a Ramones t-shirt, so you know he's a bad boy.
Badass.
And he has got no chemistry with any of his co-stars.
Yeah.
He has zero emotion in this emotive love story.
Yeah.
He is as wooden as it is possible to be.
Yes.
And they went and made another 4 movies.
They did. They did, and they're still making them. It's still happening. Hero Beauregard Faulkner finds Tiffin.
I struggle to find the words to tell everyone how bad he is in that movie.
Agreed. He's awful.
An absolute charisma vacuum.
Yeah?
Yes.
Congratulations. Well, congratulations?
Yes.
Congratulations, Hero.
An award's an award.
Hero Beauregard Faulkner finds Tiffin. That brings us on to the 9th award of the evening. I said at the beginning there was 10, but there's actually 11.
This is the 8th award.
No, we've just done the 8th.
Oh, no, of course, we awarded our Captain's Gallery.
Of course we did. Sorry,
my mistake. Yes, let's look on the positive side.
Yeah.
And award the best performance by a human. We have the nominations. Sally Field for Hello, My Name is Doris. Tuppence Middleton for The Disappearance at Clifton Hill. Najiz Rashidi for Under the Shadow. Jorge Garcia for Nobody Knows I'm Here. And Dan Stevens for Apostle.
Okay. Should we talk through them?
Yeah.
Sally Field, Hello, My Name is Doris. Sally Field acts her little socks off in that film.
Absolutely glues that movie together.
Completely. That movie is her movie and it's all about her talent.
And a movie which, when it came out of the randomizer, I thought, I'm not looking forward to watching this.
Same.
It's a movie about an older lady falling in love with the younger guy, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna be cookie cutter.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
It's great.
It's funny. It's likable. It's sweet, and she's amazing in it.
She is.
Should we be surprised? It's Sally Field.
Exactly.
She's an Oscar winner. She's a wonderful actress.
Yeah. It's her movie. She's in every scene and she's wonderful in all of them.
Yeah.
Tuppence Middleton and the Disappearance of Clifton Hill.
Kind of a movie which I just kind of forgotten about, but I don't mean that as an insult.
Yeah, which is crazy when it was at the top of the stream for so long.
Yeah. And then I started thinking about it all over again.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, I remember how much I liked that movie.
It was great.
Which was kind of low budget, but did had its little mystery, and it was really good, and it had a really ambiguous, open-ended climax, which you could draw your own conclusions to. And Tuppence Middleton was great as the lead.
She was.
In it.
Really was. Najas Rashidi for Under the Shadow.
I mean, it's kind of a showy role, isn't it?
Yeah.
She gets to do a lot, but she's really good.
Really
This
good
is our Iranian movie, Under the Shadow, where a woman and her daughter are pursued and held hostage at the same time in their flat by some evil spirits.
Yeah, she really gets to act like Sally Field in that one is. She's in every scene and she really gets to act away through it all. She plays that part really well. Jorge Garcia for Nobody Knows I'm Here.
It's the dude from Lost singing.
Yeah,
and
again, this is his movie. He's in every scene and he plays this like shy loner.
Yeah, he's like a hermit with a hidden talent.
Yeah,
he's good.
I'm a little bit biased on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
And then Dan Stevens in Apostle.
Yeah,
it's a fucking incredible performance.
It really is. It really is. Considering he's not the main character in that film.
Is he not?
Do you not think he is?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he probably is, to be fair. I was just thinking Michael Sheen's in it, but yeah, Dan Stevens is great in that.
But it's not. It's I'm always weighted for like I always. What I've learned about myself is I tend to lean both in how I rank the movies in the stream table and with some of these in like what took me by surprise.
Yeah,
because I know Dan Stevens is a good actor.
Yes,
and I was pretty sure going in Apostle was going to be a good movie because it was
really
directed by
was.
Gareth Evans, and it really was. So for that reason, I kind of want to maybe rule that out.
Okay, that's fine. I'm happy.
I don't know where you stand on that.
No, I'd agree. I think I'd rule that out as well. First, and it pains me to say this for a similar reason. I think I'd rule out Sally Field.
Yeah, I think that follows the same logic.
It does, because as much as she is excellent in that film,
you know she's got it in her.
Yeah, exactly. But we are talking best performance by a human, and she is a human, and she does pull in a great performance. I'm really drawn to Jorge Garcia, and Nobody Knows I'm Here, just because I love that guy to pieces. But I think Najas Rashidi maybe has this one.
I think you're right,
which surprises me to say when you look at the quality. Though all of those are great, all of those nominations are great, and you look at the quality there. I think
I remember my comments at the time about the Jorge Garcia performance is it still, are you doing as much acting if you're not doing anything?
Yeah. I remember you saying that and me being mortally offended by it. But yeah, but his facial expressions in that sell that movie.
And then when he does sort of become an angry bear, part way through, not literally, but when he does that really well, doesn't he? Because you forget how big this guy is.
Yeah, he's massive.
And actually, you know, he is dangerous when his temper goes. I will just give it a quick shout out to Tuppence Middleton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that is it's low. The Disappearance of Clifton Hill is a really low key, sort of noiry.
Yeah.
It's basically a detective flick, isn't it? She's not a detective, but she's investigating a disappearance. Yeah. And it's low key. It's a really good performance, and she drives the movie, and she's believable.
Like you said earlier, I haven't really given it much thought since, but now you've started talking about it, it's coming back to me, and it's like, yeah, it's a really good film.
Yeah.
And there was a reason why it stayed at the top of season 5 for so long as it did.
I think it's Najas Rashidi.
I think it is. I think
She's great.
Like you said a minute ago, we're looking for surprising performances, and we weren't expecting anything from that film.
Yeah.
And it's actually good.
Yeah.
And she's excellent.
She's brilliant.
She is. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations to Nargis Rashidi.
You are a human. You have done the best performance.
The next award of the evening goes to the biggest waste of time. The worst film, potentially the worst film we've seen in the last 2 seasons of Bottom of the Stream. And we do the stream tables, so in theory the worst film should be either the 2 at the bottom of the stream. It doesn't always work like that.
No.
And so there's 5 nominations in this category. Is it my turn to run through them?
Yeah.
Nomination number 1 is Room 205. Then Frat Star, The Fuck It List, Secret Obsession, and The Hungover Games. So both films that did finish bottom of the stream table are obviously both there. Was that Frat Star and The Fuck It List?
Yeah.
But then you've got films like The Hungover Games, Secret Obsession, and Room 205, which are also terrible movies. Like, all 5 of those are easily 5 of the worst films we've ever seen on this show.
Okay. Room 205 was a Danish haunted
University dorm.
Yeah. Now, I think that's a contender
Yeah.
because I couldn't even hate watch that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's so boring.
Didn't have fun in how bad it was.
Yeah, it was dull as dishwater. There was not even any entertainment to get out of how bad it was.
Similarly, so that was from season 5.
Yes.
Similarly, from season 6, Secret Obsession.
Dull as dishwater again. It's, like you say, there's just nothing fun about it.
TV movie, woman scorned.
Yeah.
Sort of, you see this on, they're 10 a penny.
Yes.
Really boring.
Terribly boring.
Boring movie.
Terribly boring.
Against that, we've got 3 of the worst movies we've ever watched.
Yeah.
Actually offensive.
Yeah.
Backwards movies.
Yeah.
Frat Star, The Fuck It List, and The Hungover Games.
Yeah.
This is tough. This is a tough call as well.
Frat Star is mortally offensive. The Fuck It List is really, really, really bad. And The Hungover Games is just stupid.
Don't understand why it exists.
Nor do I.
Frat Star is racist,
Homophobic.
sexist, misogynistic, homophobic. It's awful. It's not funny. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm leaning.
I wouldn't be against that at all. Any of the 4 or 5 of them could win that.
Yeah.
But
It is only challenged, realistically, when I start to break it down in my brain by The Fuck It List, which is, in many ways, quite the double header.
they're very similar movies. I think Secret Obsession and Room 205 cancel each other out because they're both as boring as each other. The Hungover Games just should never be talked about in public again.
That's one of those parody movies,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
a parody of the Hunger Games.
It's painful.
But Frat Star and The Fuck It List are horribly offensive, terrible movies. But I think Frat Star...
Frat Star also makes light of mental illness,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it's that for me.
Yeah, I think it is. I think the movies like that should just get in the sea.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we need to put it. Chuck it back at the bottom of the stream and let it wallow there.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to the cast and crew of Frat Star.
One of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, not even just on the show, just in general, one of the worst films ever made, probably.
Yeah.
Terrible movie. And it did finish bottom of the stream, so
It did.
sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Right, I think it's my turn to nominate somebody into the Captain's Gallery.
It is.
I think there's only one man who should be in there who isn't in there.
Okay.
I think we've mentioned him numerous times over the show's history, and I think he's also appeared in 3 films.
Yeah, and someone who I think maybe we've been hesitant of like, do we bring him in?
Yeah.
Because he's a pretty big name. But
He's definitely the biggest name that's going to be in there.
he has been synonymous with the sort of movie that we
Yeah.
cover.
He's been in 3 movies we've done. He could have easily been in more. Like one
yes.
a season easily.
Yeah.
There's plenty on there.
Yeah.
In his back catalogue. I'm putting Nicolas Cage into the Captain's Gallery.
Welcome, Sir Nick.
Welcome aboard, Sir Nick. I've seen 2 Nicolas Cage films in the last week.
Okay.
They've both been incredible.
Definitely not bottom of the stream.
Definitely not. But so I watched Pig as well. I didn't mention it on the way, but I watched Pig, and I also watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I think the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is what cemented it for me because, like I said in The Wave on Monday's episode of The Wave, he is completely aware and he's self-aware of who he is and what he does for a living. And I think that made me look at him in a different light.
Sure.
In the fact that he's just making these movies. He doesn't care if they're good or bad. He's just acting. He just wants to act, and that's what he's doing. But some of the movies that he does...
Like, that's all well and good. But please, don't make any more movies that I have to watch where you're wandering around in a leopard posing pouch.
So that's Between Worlds.
Oh, that was
so
bad.
That was our first experience of him on the show.
Yeah.
We then went on a podcast to talk about Nicolas Cage. We guested on the Cage's Kiss podcast.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to that.
We talked about Matchstick Men, didn't we?
We did, indeed. That was probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm getting on for. Then season 2's finale was 211? 211?
2 or 3, yeah.
I think it was 2.
Which was good. It was shit, but fun shit.
Yeah. It's a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to Left Behind, which was his third appearance on the show, which kind of changed our lives, changed everything for us. Left Behind did, because we then went on to watch 3 other movies that are called Left Behind. Nicolas Cage is a shoo-in for the Captain's Gallery, and he definitely is fully deserving of being in there.
And I am sure he is a sort of permanent threat on the randomizer, given how many of his
there are definitely Nick Cage films on
lower movies are on Netflix.
Yeah, there are definitely long list entrants of Nicolas Cage movies. Yeah. Congratulations to Michael Monroe and Nicolas Cage, the 2022 class for the Captain's Gallery.
Make yourself at home, guys.
Come in. You're always welcome now.
We'll put a movie on.
As long as it's not Left Behind or Between Worlds. Which brings us to our final award of the evening.
Yeah, the big one.
The headline act. Nobody's slapped anybody yet, which is good. This is the Shiniest Gem Awards. Nick, could you read the nominations?
The nominations for the Shiniest Gem are Villains, The Invisible Guest, Apostle, Under the Shadow, SPF 18.
Fuck you, Roscoe.
And The Disappearance at Clifton Hill.
6 nominations there.
Yeah.
Shiniest Gem is basically the best film we've watched. We look for gems at the bottom of Netflix and we find the shiniest. This would be the shiniest one of the last year. Let's talk through them in order.
Okay. Villains
won season 5.
It did win season 5. Starring recently inducted Michael Monroe.
Yep.
It is a black...
Also stars Bill Skarsgård, who's brother of another inducted member of
It is a black comedy crime movie.
Yep.
About a couple of small-time crooks who more than meet their match out on the road. And
it's truly excellent.
It's really funny.
It's really funny. It's a very, very good movie.
It's dark. It's gory.
Yep.
It's cool.
It is very cool.
The Invisible Guest is a Spanish crime thriller.
Yeah, it is a thriller. There's no other way to describe it.
With pretty cool twists at the end.
Yeah, really nice.
And a couple of twists in the middle as well.
Yeah. It twists all over the place. You never quite know who's telling the correct story in that film.
It's full of unreliable narrators.
Yeah, and it really works. And then the twist brings it all together at the end.
Apostle.
Say no more about Apostle. Like, do.
Okay. It was chosen by our patron Sam Mulholland as his wild card for season 6. It finished top of the table. It is an incredible film.
It is.
Under the Shadow.
Yep.
Finished second.
Yeah.
It was also a wild card choice. It was my wild card choice. It's the aforementioned Iranian demon-y ghost horror movie.
Yep.
I loved it, and horror movies I find tough to love a lot of the time.
Yeah, you do.
SPF 18 is the surprisingly lovable Keanu Reeves based Californian rom-com.
Yep. It's intentionally bad, and it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's an intentionally bad movie.
And it is parodying those movies like Frat Star and The Fuck It List.
Yeah.
Somebody's
gone out and gone, people say nobody makes an intentionally bad movie, and then gone out and made a movie that's intentionally bad to parody bad movies. And I don't know if we've made that narrative up
No.
to hit it off, but I am 100%
Made by
convinced in my
an
brain
actual artist.
it's made by an actual artist, and it is a piece of art.
And then rounding out the nominations is The Disappearance at Clifton Hill.
Yep, which we've mentioned previously in the last couple of nominations.
I have a favourite.
I have a favourite.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Do you want to rule any out first?
I think I would rule. I'm going to rule out SPF 18.
Yeah, me too.
But mainly because we put it in to be a bit facetious, but also because I genuinely do think it's a really good movie. But it isn't.
It was a lovely surprise.
It was,
Yeah.
and we have had. It's been the source of many an argument in our Discord.
Yeah.
But it isn't as good as the rest of him, and that's a fact. I would probably also rule out The Disappearance at Clifton Hill.
Me too.
As much as I love that film.
It's a plucky little trier.
Yeah.
But it's not on the level of the rest.
Agreed. Then I'm in trouble.
Okay.
Because those four are all brilliant. I do have a favourite.
I have a next. I think I've got a 3, so I've got a next one. Of those 4, I think one of them is significantly worse than the other 3.
Under the Shadow.
No, Invisible Guest.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd agree with that. If I'd got to pick, which I do have to pick, I would probably roll out Invisible Guest as well.
Okay. So,
but that now it's tough.
Yeah, is the one you picked still there? I presume so. Yeah, mine too. Right. Quite interested if it's going to be the same one or not.
You've got both season winners, season 5's winner Villains and season 6 winners Apostle, and then Under the Shadow was second this season.
Yeah,
season 6. So we got it right. Whatever we did with the stream tables, we got it right. Which one? Go, just hit me with it.
Villains.
Okay, that wasn't the one I was thinking.
Okay. We save the debate to the last category.
I was going Apostle, but I'm not against Under the Shadow winning it, and that sounds ridiculous, but it wouldn't be the first time that a film that didn't top the stream table won this award.
No, that's fine.
I think it's actually happened both times.
It's not all about topping the table.
No, it's not.
We're also considering what was the biggest surprise, what
there's
performances.
There's different considerations here than there are when we're putting things in the stream table.
The best film might not be the one I would say, go and watch this.
No.
Because Apostle is, I would probably say, the best film on there.
Yeah.
But there's not that many people I'm going to go and say, go and watch Apostle. You'll have a really good time. Because fuck me, it's an experience.
It really is. It's a real visceral experience. There's a lot of blood and guts and gore in that.
So we're taking all that into account. But Villains is more my kind of the sort of film I
think that's the thing, isn't it? This is
steer towards.
Very much the difference between me and you is the fact that Villains is a you movie and Apostle and Under the Shadow are me movies.
Yeah.
But I also really loved Villains. I thought it was great. I think all 3 of those movies are great, and it's
all worthy winners.
All absolutely worthy winners.
Get it down to 2 then. That'll be first.
Let's get it down to 2. I think.
So I'll Villains or
Apostle.
Okay.
It sounds silly to have them both there, but they're both at the top of the stream for a reason. They're both the wonderful movies. It pains me to take Under the Shadow out because I think you did a really good job of picking that. Any other season, you'd have won this season's wildcard race.
Oh, it was seriously, it was so close. I remember
really
from
was.
that episode.
Any other season, you'd have won that. And Under the Shadow,
paper thin between Under the Shadow and Apostle.
They're both wonderful films, and there's definitely people I would say go and watch Under the Shadow because it's a really, really well made film. But so we're down. We're between Villains and Apostle. Is between season 5's winner or season 6's winner. It's between Nick and me because
I don't know how to decide.
I don't know how we decide
because I'm not going to say I don't want Apostle because it was brilliant.
No, and
I had
so
a
is Villains.
Fantastic film. I had a fantastic time.
I agree. I think Villains is also wonderful. I think
you're right. One's slightly my sort of film, slightly more my sort of film. One's slightly more your sort.
But we both loved both of them.
Yeah,
it's real tough. That's real tough. How do we decide?
I genuinely don't know.
Do we do rock, paper, scissors? Do we toss a coin? How do we decide? Both of those films are worthy.
I'm happy for either to win. So if you want to decide by a coin toss,
let's coin toss
or a fist thump, I don't mind.
Can we do that? Is that allowed? I guess it's our show. We do what we fucking want.
Sure.
I haven't got any coins though.
I think I have got something.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm just reaching into my trousers.
We can't toss that. This isn't we're going to do this. We're going to choose the winner of this by a coin toss. A coin toss. Neither of us can say that. But this is not a bad thing about either of those two movies.
No,
both of those movies in theory
I'm not
should
being
win this award.
disingenuous. I'm perfectly happy for either of them to win.
Both of them are fully deserving of winning. There's no way we're ever going to come to a decision other than doing this. What coin have you got?
I got 50 pence piece.
Heads for villains, tails for apostle?
I would say I was going to call tails because
Okay.
you prefer head.
Okay.
So
Depends. Yeah, carry on.
okay, fine. Heads for apostle, tails for villains.
Go.
I've done it. It's a head.
It's a head.
It's apostle.
It's apostle. You look disappointed.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Apostle is a worthy winner of that award, and in any other season probably would have been up there as well. The Villains, again, is a great movie.
Yeah.
And they're both fully deserving of winning that award. And for it to come down to a coin toss between two movies for us is insane.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
They're great movies.
That's it. That concludes the 2022 BOTScar Awards ceremony.
Well
How do you
done
think
to
that
all
went?
the winners, and if you win
Winners.
something that's terrible, you deserved it.
Be better.
So
Right, this episode's running really long. We've got one last thing we need to do.
oh yeah,
We need to pick episode 1 of season 7
we do. You're right.
of Bottom of the Stream. Should we call on Robin?
Let's do it.
Robin! Right.
Crank her up. And
Robin's here. Hers? You see Robin as a girl?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you not?
No.
Oh
How interesting. I've never given it any thought.
no, I just said her.
I've just always assumed it was a him.
Oh wow.
We'll ask him next time he pops. We'll ask them next time they pop
Look,
up.
Robin can choose whatever pronouns.
Absolutely.
he or
We
she
don't
wants.
see gender in this film, in this show. We've said that before. That's why
I live in a house of women, so that's is
I
probably
live in a
my.
house on my own. Shall we call on him to pick his first film for season 7?
Let's do that.
Season 7, that still blows my mind that's happening. Are you ready?
Yes.
Robin has selected a film called Target.
Okay.
Any ideas?
None whatsoever.
What do you think it is?
That could be anything. I'm going
I
for
think it's about an American supermarket.
I was thinking like some sort of like special ops unit going to take down a target.
A target. Interesting. What it actually is an Indonesian comedy thriller
Oh, brilliant.
that is described on here as Silly Saw,
Okay.
which I'm excited by because I love the Saw movies. Do you want to know the synopsis?
Yes, please.
9 people are forced to play a lethal game in which only one of them can survive after they become trapped in an empty building.
Okay, fine.
It's Indonesian.
Make that funny.
Currently rated at 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oof.
We're starting low. We're starting low for season 7. Also, interestingly, everybody who's in it uses their real first and last names.
I love it when that
There's
happens.
no character names in this film. So yeah, an Indonesian film to start off season 7.
Okay.
We've been to Indonesia before? I think we have we?
We've had Indonesians in our movies. I don't know if we've done a specific Indonesian-made movie.
Nor do I. So
Suspect not.
I suspect not too. So we'll start season 7 with one. So go out, watch Target,
Yeah.
and in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com, and our website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, all 6 full season stream tables now, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream
Plant pot.
plant pot. Good call. I need some new plant pots.
Yeah.
After you've done all that, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/bottomofthestream. On there, for a couple of quid every month, you will get early access to episodes. You will get bonus episodes. You will get a newsletter that Nick writes every month. We'll send you some stickers, and you can even, if you come in at the top level, you'll get a wild card, so you can pick the film that we watch the following week. After you've done all that, head over to Discord. We are doing watch along. We never even mentioned the watch along that we did this week. We're doing watch alongs in Discord, which is a lot of fun. We all get together, watch a film, and chat all the way through it. We watched Diana the Musical a couple of weeks ago. It was very much fun. So do that. Come and join us with that if you want to. And yeah, that's it. That's me done.
That's fine. If you have got a few minutes spare, please consider leaving us a review anywhere you can review or rate podcasts. give us a rating, leave us a review. It really helps with the algorithm and puts us in front of more people's eyes and therefore in their ears. We really appreciate it.
We do indeed. I would say as well, we're starting off a new season. This is a great time to bring people on board. So if you know anybody that might be interested in this show, recommend us to them, bring them in, let them join this community, and we'll start off season 7 with some new people, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, do all that and then go and watch Target, and we'll be back on Monday for The Wave and next Thursday for Target.
Season 7, we start again.
Can't wait.
Cheers.
Bye.